morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray. We're post-Easter, just plain living here. But you know, we're still in the Easter celebration time. I think it goes till Epiphany, which is
I don't know
a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks after Easter. We have to go through the Ascension.
To embarrass Peggy and I, because we don't know.
I
answer,
live with the girl was studying to go into the ministry
Yeah.
when I married her, and she's taught me a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to all that when I was a kid.
Fran has definitely been John's salvation, if any of you folks
saved his life many
as
times.
I have had the pleasure of knowing him before he met Fran. Boy, what a turnaround here.
Now.
Not that he was a bad guy, but, you know.
We did what young people do.
Well, if anybody
We
cares,
run wild and naked. We were in the 60s. What do you expect us to do?
That's right. That's right.
I'm Peggy Burton. Good morning.
Oh, yeah, I'm Jim Fuller. Glad you guys could join us today.
Yeah, it wasn't all about me. They're trying to, hey, y'all had a little bit going on back in those days, too, Mr. Fuller.
Wasn't as highly advertised.
Some people,
Mine wasn't advertised either.
Nowadays, it's on Facebook the next day,
oh, yeah,
right?
Lord of mercy, you can't do anything.
Which is too bad.
Somebody's gonna complain about
my
it.
daughter used to work with us. It still does, actually, but occasionally. But John and I were doing a karaoke show at the Legion one night, and she was actually editing for us back then. And she probably was in high school, and she was back in one of the back rooms, but she could hear what's going on. And she told my wife Nancy, said, "That's not the daddy I've always known. What are they doing?
What is he doing out
What are
there?
they talking about out there?" But that was our job.
Yeah,
No,
we had a karaoke show on Wednesday night, wide open till 2 in the morning.
Did it go good?
And well, that's when karaoke. Wendell Hartman brought the first karaoke machine across the Mississippi River.
I'll bet it. Well, it went good for a long time.
It was
didn't
a
it?
big deal, and he and Jimmy, I wasn't involved with it early on, but they did company parties, they did all kinds of stuff. But we had that karaoke show at the Legion on Wednesday night, and that was a night that there might be 25, 30 people in it, and all of a sudden there's 200 people in there because everybody's wanting to sing. And the more drinks you get, the bigger star you are.
The better you are. Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never understood that.
But everybody had fun, and nobody, it didn't make any difference whether you sang good or sang bad. Everybody applauded everybody, and, it was just a really good time. It was a lot of
thought they were
fun.
a star.
It was.
And that's okay.
I wanted to mention something. The jazz night out,
Yes.
I did not get to go because I had another commitment, and my band played, and your granddaughter sang. What a voice. She is fabulous. We should put that on the show here.
I think she's matured a little bit over the last couple of years. She's
really
always had
has.
a good voice and
She
very
has one of
powerful
the
voice.
best voices and fit perfect with the big band.
And she's
It's
doing
great.
stuff with your band that I've done
yeah.
before, and I hadn't remember, and that kind of
I'm
thing.
really proud of her. She's got a wonderful voice.
Yeah.
Well, and then at church this Sunday, Easter Sunday, Jenny, Jim's daughter, and Isabella, her daughter, played twin flutes.
Yeah.
And they're just musical. I mean,
Isabella.
Jenny could be a concert flautist for anybody,
In the world,
anywhere,
of
in New
course.
York, in Nashville, any symphony orchestra. She's as good as any I've ever heard.
Well, I think the beauty of all that is this region has a lot of fine talent,
Oh, sure.
and your family's full of it.
I got tickled at
Yeah, his family's full of it. Starting
In many
at the
ways,
top.
yeah.
Starting with me. Yeah, I was a bar singer in the day, but as John was.
Well, yeah, me
Yes.
too.
I got tickled at Isabella one. It's been in the last few weeks, but they were playing somewhere. She was playing with her mother. Isabella is
How old is she?
13.
13.
Yes, and she come in, and they were at my house and for dinner or something, and she told her mother, she said, "Mother, I'm really kind of nervous about tomorrow because I'm afraid we're not going to do all that good." and her mother says, Well, you may be nervous because you haven't practiced as much as you should have. But I've been around the block a few times. I'm not worried at all about myself.
My part.
I know my part.
Yeah.
Right. So,
There you go. There you go.
That's the one thing about music. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to put in the hours.
Exactly.
You have
That's
to
right.
practice.
That's
Can I
right.
mention this
You can
while we're
mention, of
talking
course
about
you can.
music? Friday night at South Jackson Civic Center, we have Vicki Collinsworth, Dr. Jessica Dunavant from Blair Academy with Vanderbilt, Jim Wood, and Kyle Copeland with a musical montage, and they have such fabulous music. I cannot give them enough appreciation.
Oh, no,
They'll be wonderful. It starts at 7 o'clock,
Incredible.
and tickets will be available at the door, or you can call 455-5321 or get online at www.southjackson.org. Was that quick enough?
You did good at that. You need to be on speed
Vicki
radio.
Collinsworth
You know what?
has done, speaking of Fran doing a lot for you, she's done a lot for Kyle Copeland, too, hasn't she?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
She has done a lot for this
she's really
community. Do
improved
you know that
Kyle's
Vicki is a
standing.
writer? She writes the music,
Yeah.
she performs the music, she plays the harp, she plays the piano, and anything that looks like a keyboard.
Yeah.
she can just tear it all to pieces. But
That's right.
I'm so proud of her. There'll be classical, jazz, all kinds of music, so don't miss it.
Don't miss
Friday
that.
night,
Nope,
South
don't miss
Jackson
that.
Civic
That's for
Center.
sure.
Right there on the line. Read it and write it down.
You know what? I'm glad I'm not where I'm not. I'm glad I'm here in one place. I'm glad I'm not.
Where is it?
Nashville.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, NFL draft.
NFL draft, and
It is
unluckily
loaded with
the
people.
hockey team got beat,
So
but
they're-
luckily they got beat because if they would have been playing, they would have been playing hockey right in the
another-
middle of all of that
Right.
downtown at the arena.
Right.
Or it's just crazy.
I don't
The
know how many
NFL draft
thousands.
starts today. Is it today or tomorrow?
I think it might be
What's
tomorrow.
today? The 22nd. I think it starts the 24th. I think it starts
Okay.
Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah, that's
Thursday,
right,
yeah.
24th through the 27th.
Right.
So they're expecting over 500,000 people.
Unreal.
And they've gone, my buddy Tim, my writing partner, Tim Daly, plays at Tootsie's every day from 10 to 2.
Is he going to go there and stay?
Well, they Tootsie's and some of those other establishments have built stages that look like the inside of Tootsie's in the middle of Broadway.
Oh, and they're going to be performing
They're
there.
going to be, Broadway's closed from probably to Munbury and all the way down,
Yeah.
and there will be 500,000 people roaming around there.
Let me get
Think of
this
the
straight.
money.
Is Tim playing from 10 in the morning till 2 in the
Till
afternoon?
2 in the afternoon, yeah.
Oh, that's a strange gig, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's wonderful. He doesn't have to. He might go somewhere else and play at night, but during the SEC tournament, he made $3,000 in tips.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean these people come in. They don't come to Nashville broke.
Right.
No.
Whoever shows up around there has got
can't-
money,
You can't
Yeah.
park your car for less than $35.
and they'll put a $50 bill in a napkin and say, "Play me a George Jones song." He goes on vacation after the SEC tournament.
I guess he
My
does.
goodness.
I guess I won't go.
$3,000.
$3,000 in tips.
Isn't that
Great.
something?
Goodness, that's hard to imagine.
Well, I mean, that's what, like I say, Nashville now, hotel room in Nashville, I don't guess you can get one for less than $200.
Yeah, probably so.
Those people that show up got money. They've saved to come to a vacation in Nashville, and they want to hear old school country music down at Tootsie's and Rippy's and those other places downtown.
It's been a long time since I've been
And
there.
you can't get there.
I know. You can't get there from here. That's true.
The only way to do it, the really cool way to do it, is go to Smyrna or Laverne or somewhere and park your car and get an Uber
Right.
and drive in, and you can go all over Nashville all day long for about $20 with Uber and not have to worry about anything. Just get off at the door and go inside.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
which is
helpful.
very good. Very
If
good.
they don't knock you in the head.
Right. I had a guy gave me $100 one time. He was head of a trailer company, and they had a function at the Legion, and we were doing karaoke for him. And all of his employees kept wanting him to sing, and
Yeah.
he didn't sing.
So they gave you $100 to sing?
No, he said, "Do you know?" Let's see what his song was. See the pyramids along the Nile.
See the pyramids.
You belong
along
to
the
me.
Nile, You belong to me.
Yeah, and he said, "Do you know that?" And I said, "Yes." And not that it mattered. We had words there, so he said, "Would you sing it and let me act like I'm singing?"
Oh, cool.
So he got on the stage.
So you were his karaoke backup.
He got on the
Nilly
stage.
vanilly.
He got on the stage and he lip synced it, and
I think
sang
I
it for him.
remember that.
And he came over after it was over and gave me $100. I thought, man, I can't believe it's unbelievable, you know. But
I lip sing for a Puerto Rican girl that we did West Side Story in the Philippine Islands.
yeah,
And she was beautiful, and she could dance, and she was Puerto Rican, which is what we needed. So I sang on a microphone in the back, and she mouthed it, and she was wonderful.
well, that's what this whole karaoke thing was about. It was all kind of fake, you know, because everybody assumed, because one of my songs I always did that people remembered was New York, and other stuff that was Frank Sinatra stuff. However, when we went into that, I did not know that Frank Sinatra had a big hit with New York. Only time I'd heard it was some singer down in Nashville, or I think her name was Diane Sherrill, played at the Hyatt down in Nashville, and I thought she must have done it.
She must have done it,
But
for sure.
Anyway, no, I did not know.
That's interesting.
No, I wasn't a big Sinatra fan, but
My husband was a Sinatra fan. We
Yeah.
must have 5,000 CDs and stuff at my house.
They're worth something.
I guess they are.
Yeah,
You know,
probably are.
I've never collected music like that. I just do music.
Yeah.
we're about to run out of time.
All right. Uh-oh.
If you got
I
a poem,
lost
you
my
better.
paper.
You better. I got it.
All right, here we go. The golden egg story is a scam. If I catch that damn rabbit, I'll skin him, nail his ears to the barn, put his foot in my pocket, then boil the mushroom munching thief and dine on a lovely Easter stew. Now that's from the perspective of Farmer McGregor, okay? So that's the ridiculous. The sublime is ham, yams, deviled eggs, mac and cheese. May I have some broccoli casserole, please? Tomatoes, potatoes, homemade rolls, and green beans. Coconut and carrot cakes, bunny cookies and pies. A day when your stomach is as big as your eyes. But the family there is where fulfillment lies. Easter dinner.
I'm hungry just thinking about
Me
it.
too.
So obviously we had a good Easter dinner.
You did, yeah.
Hey folks, thanks for being with us today. We've got a great show. The audience is full out here. You're going to learn so much cool information that you don't want to go away right now, because we'll be right back.
Ford F-Series has been the #1 selling truck for over 40 years. Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma has a huge selection and up to $10,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Why buy anywhere else?
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Can you imagine a world without beauty, without color, without creativity, without art? Well, neither can we. Keep arts alive and experience all kinds of arts and crafts at the second annual Arts Alive Tullahoma on the newly renovated lawn of the South Jackson Civic Center, May 25th and 26th. For details, visit TullahomaArtsCouncil.com and come spend the day at our fun, family-friendly arts festival.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now from Shelbyville, Tennessee, Karen Inman and Pam Ingram, who are here today to talk about the Bedford County Cancer Society.
Yes,
Okay.
Foundation and Horse Show.
Okay. Oh, that's right. There is. Pam is married to Mike Inman. Who
Karen is married to Mike
Karen.
Inman.
Excuse me.
I'm the second wife.
Well, yeah. Pam and Mike might get together off the. I'm not going there.
Let's not do that.
Okay. All right. Karen Inman is married to Mike Inman, who is executive director of the Tennessee Walking Horse Celebration. So go
We
ahead.
do lots of events there.
Yeah. Now go ahead and tell us a little bit about your event. But first of all, tell me about your organization.
I'm going to let Pam do that.
Okay.
The Bedford Cancer Foundation is about 8 years old. From 2010 to 2018, we've raised over $330,000.
Unbelievable.
It really
Yes.
is.
And it's only for cancer patients in Bedford County that are currently under treatment. Last year, we gave out $72,000 in grants to cancer patients, and we average about $6,000 a month. We had 24 different individuals that we gave out money to, and we pay things like rent or mortgage payments, car payments, utility payments, gas and
Right.
electric. And we also do Kroger cards so that they can have gas to go to treatments.
And that's really a good thing, because even if you've got insurance and you have cancer, you're going to have a lot of expenses that are
Great
not-
expenses,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that we have meetings, and we're great stewards of the money. First of all, we have no paid employees whatsoever.
Right.
It is a 100% volunteer organization, and we are very, very great stewards of the money. We go through every month and look at who has needs, and it's heartbreaking, to be honest. I mean,
It
there's
is.
times
Yeah.
that we are brought to tears over situations
I'm
and
sure.
do all we can. And I know Pam feels the same way, that we're very, very proud to
Yeah.
be part of this organization.
And I think one of the key things you just mentioned there is that your organization is entirely volunteer.
And
There's
100%.
There's no paid
Yeah.
staff or
No.
anything like that. So what
We volunteer our time and our money.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Now you've got a fundraiser coming up.
We do, in fact. It is our largest fundraiser for the year. It is this Saturday at the Celebration Grounds in Champions Arena, which is an outdoor arena. It is entirely covered in the warm-up areas as well, although we are so happy because we're forecasted to have
Hey, right.
perfect weather.
Right.
But it is a great fun horse show. Early in the year, if any of you come to horse shows, it's a great one to come to because you get to see lots of new horses, lots of new colts and fillies are coming out, and that's always exciting for folks.
It is really exciting this time of the year, isn't it?
It
Because
is, yeah.
You're exactly right. You're seeing a lot of different horses
Yeah, that
than
is
you might have
exactly
seen
correct.
last year.
Yeah, that is you get to see a lot of new, and it's going to be perfect weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's really, really a perfect time. Then, in addition to that, we have a fabulous concession stand, and we do some different things that you don't find at all concession stands, including the fact that I told you that we're all volunteer. We all do baked goods, and so there's tons of baked goods there, and that's really, people really enjoy that too.
Yeah.
They're inexpensive, and it all goes to the charity, and so that's really fun. The horse show is this Saturday. It's at 5 o'clock at Champions Arena on the Celebration Ground in the covered arena next to Calsonic. It's $5, and that covers your admission and parking. You just cannot beat that for a great fun evening, and it all goes to charity. It is our largest fundraiser for the year, and we usually have about 150 horses there, so you see a lot. You see little horses and old horses and little people and older people. It's just really a fun time and a great way to give to a great charity.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And a lot of I guess that part of it you guys really enjoy as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, we do.
yes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do a lot of work. We have boxes all the way around the arena, and then of course there's other seating as well. Pam is our is our
I'm the paddock master.
Which
Okay.
what that means is that she's back in the area, and when one class goes out, she lets all these horses back here know, get lined up to go in, because this class is going out and you're going in next. And she's really the person that keeps that horse show flowing so that you don't have a lot of downtime in between classes, and that's important, and it makes it fun for them.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, we'll be over by 10 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
We'll put 30 classes through from about 5 to 10, which is really good. It's
Now,
efficient.
if you've never been to a horse show, you really ought to check this out. Because I'm guessing, because we do a lot of work in the horse industry, but I don't ever get down there where you guys are.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm guessing that's a challenge, is it?
It is a great challenge.
To kind of keep everything flowing.
Well,
Yeah.
they are back there and they're not paying attention. They're talking and they're
talking about
waiting
the horses. Nobody wants to go in first. Everybody wants to go last so they can make that big entrance. So it's a job she has, let me just tell you.
But it's enjoyable.
She does a great job. Oh,
Do
yes.
they have somebody that does that at every show?
Yes.
Do they?
Well, they're
Some less-
supposed to.
They're supposed to, yes, some not so well.
Yeah.
But she is the best, to be honest.
My guess is,
it's the truth.
My guess is if you have a woman in that job, it's going to flow a lot better. Probably.
Definitely.
Real organized, and she knows that Pam knows everyone, and it makes a difference, really.
It does, yeah. I
They know they
most
have
of
to
the
toe the line
trainers.
with her.
And they know if they need a few minutes to hold, I'll
You'll
give
do
it
that
to
for them, too.
Right, yeah, okay. So how much do you hope to make off of this event?
We made $26,000 last year.
Ooh, great. That's
And
great.
so that's great for a one-time event.
Right.
Yeah.
And you need that and more
Oh,
to
definitely,
fund.
yeah.
$72,000 a year is what we average spending.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we give out.
So I assume you take
We have-
donations.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and we have other people in the community that help us. The Bedford Vision has a fundraiser every year for us. The firemen sell T-shirts. So we have we do have other smaller fundraisers. We lost our big,
Race.
we had our race that was a big fundraiser, the Veterans Day race.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
a 5K or something.
Yes, and
Yes.
it was before the parade, but for some reason they're not letting us do that anymore. So we've got to find a new time to have the race.
Okay, yeah.
We're looking at maybe doing a casino night in the fall. We're organizing that now, and that
Right.
should be real exciting.
I would
We'll be
imagine.
on to talk about that at another
Yes.
time.
Yeah, we absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
And I'm guessing this is going to takes a substantial amount of time for you guys who are volunteers.
Oh
to do
yes.
this
Oh
kind of
yeah.
stuff.
A horse show is a lot of work, to be honest with you, but well worth it.
Right.
It's a lot of work, but
And
well
my
worth it.
guess is, Karen, you probably enjoy that too.
I do.
Because
So-
you've
Yes.
owned a horse or two.
Oh yeah, we both have. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've shown horses
In the past.
Oh yeah.
Yes, in the past.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we've shown horses for years, and yeah, it's great fun.
Mike is in his job as the director, executive director. I think is not allowed to own horses.
That's correct. We can't
Is
own a
that
horse,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, and they had
Yeah.
some good ones. Over
Yeah,
time.
we
I'm sure
have.
You did too, as well.
We miss it, but at least we're involved with the industry on a totally
Right.
different level, so we don't miss it as much as we would if
Right.
we were totally gone.
Okay, that's coming up this Saturday night. Run through it,
It
real
is.
quick. again.
Okay, one last shot. This Saturday night, 5 o'clock at Champions Arena on the Celebration Showgrounds in Shelbyville. $5 covers your entry fee and your parking. We would love to see you. It's a great cause. Please come have a fun evening in Shelbyville and help us with the Cancer Foundation.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate
that.
you.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more Living right after this.
It takes an Olympic effort to face Alzheimer's disease. Since 1983, Alzheimer's Tennessee has been a partner for those leading the fight against dementia, stepping up for their loved ones, and volunteering for the cause. When it happens to your family, you understand the need. Alzheimer's Tennessee was here for me, and they're here for you.
Sign up today for the Alzheimer's Tennessee Purple Olympics, Saturday, May 11th at Tullahoma High School. Go to alztennessee.org to help make Alzheimer's a memory.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No Employee of the Month bonus check here. This guy, now, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. I have the nicest people on the set with me today. Marilyn Howard and Pastor Alex Robertson. Are y'all from Manchester?
We live in Manchester.
Okay, I forgot to ask you that. And the National Day of Prayer is coming up, and that's a week from Thursday. Next Thursday, not this week.
May the 2nd.
And at City Hall in Manchester, at the
boardroom upstairs.
At the boardroom, 11 to 1. So what all you want to tell me about it? 12 to 1, sorry. 12 to 1.
Well, I'm Marilyn Howard, and this is my co-chair of the National Day of Prayer, and we're just here to announce it's one of my favorite events of the year, and it's such a privilege that to co-chair the National Day of Prayer gathering in Manchester, Tennessee. It's for everybody to come, and in 1988, a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know until I really got involved in this. In 1988, Peggy, it was placed into law that the first Thursday in May would be the National Day of Prayer. And since then, every president has signed a proclamation that the first Thursday in May would be the National Day of Prayer.
Forever.
Yes.
And so this is across our nation. Does it go across the world, or is it just the United States?
We do have people in other countries that I know that are on prayer calls or Facebook friends that do pray for America and for our schools, our nation.
Pastor Robertson, will you be leading the prayer that day?
No, ma'am. I will help. We have multiple people praying for our government as instructed in the Bible in 1 Timothy 2. First of all, I urge that prayers, petitions, and thanksgivings be made on behalf of our leaders. So we will do that, and we will pray for all of our leaders, our mayors, our aldermen. Marilyn forgot to tell you she's also an alderman for Manchester City, so we thank her for that. But we will pray for our leaders as well as state leaders and our federal leaders.
And I think that will trickle on down to the leaders in the churches and the leaders in the schools and everywhere.
Yes.
We need to have prayer going for these people. Is this the first year you two have done this, or have you been doing it for several years?
Well, how many years have we done it?
We've been doing it for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Just
and making sure it happens.
But we believe in the power of prayer.
Yes.
Government cannot change our nation. Government cannot change our school, but God can.
That's right.
And the prayers of His people. I believe in 2 Joel that says in 15 and 16, sound the trumpet, gather the people, consecrate a fast. So just gathering together, God is going to listen to our prayers, and I'm believing.
And you're believing it's going to make a difference.
Yes.
And you're asking people whether they can come to to the, what is it, the room you're going to be in?
The Manchester City Hall,
I'm
in the
sorry.
boardroom.
If you can't make it there, gather together in your church or in your school or in your backyard, in your house, wherever you are, and honor this moment.
Yes. And one of our number one prayer request for our county, which we pray for Tullahoma City, Manchester City, and our county weekly. We have a prayer meeting specifically for our county and our cities. Our number one prayer request is unity for our entire community. So we want to invite everyone to come join us and unite in prayer for our communities, for our cities, for our county, because we want the entire county to prosper. Every citizen, every business, every resident.
And I think if people just stop and even just meditate quietly, ever so often, it makes a difference just in my personal life, and I'm sure it does in everyone else. And I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's wonderful. So gather your folks together and be ready and try to get to City Hall. How many people usually show up?
Well, the room is packed. Last year, we've always had it at the courthouse because it's a county-wide event in other counties. But last year, because of the rain, we went inside because it's when KK sets up the sound system. It's so convenient that they go upstairs, they set it, and we don't have to when it starts to rain. So
you don't have to worry to run inside.
But we want everybody together.
Yes. Please join us.
Whether you're on the platform with all these pastors and we're praying for all the mayors of Coffee County to come and Tullahoma.
Hopefully they will, yeah.
Yes. Whether you're on the platform praying, but you can join in prayer with us. And I'm just excited.
Yes.
I know God's going to move. And Israel, he said to his people, he said, I've heard the cries of my people, and I've come to deliver you out of bondage. I was so excited last night that the guys in the Coffee County Jail and the ladies in the Coffee County Jail said, we will pray that day.
Oh, wonderful. That's really good.
Yes. I have a passion.
You are passionate about it, and I think maybe you can get a lot of people passionate about it. What church are you with? Do you mind sharing that with us?
I certainly do not mind. Worship with New Vision Fellowship.
Yeah.
Mayor Cordell attends, and our families, and we've been worshiping together now for
and where is that? I mean, what's
it's
your
at 565 Circle Drive.
Okay, we are out of time. It goes really fast, and there's other things happening. But don't forget the National Day of Prayer next Thursday at City Hall, 12 o'clock till 1. Please show up if you possibly can. If not, observe the day. Thank you so much, Marilyn. And thank you, Alex. It's so good to meet you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester. Check out the 2018 Ford Expedition, up to $11,000 off original MSRP. That's Russell Barnett Ford on 41 and Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman. And this is Pat Welch. John and we are here today for segment number 80 of the Conversations with John and Pat.
You're going to talk about Tennessee football a little bit.
A little bit about Tennessee football, a little bit about Tullahoma football.
Do you know that this was Tennessee's state song, and still is, but then one came along called Rocky Top, which you might say outdid it a little bit. But this was...
Well, this we're going to have a little segue today then.
I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz when an old friend I happened to see introduced him to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz, only I know how much I have lost. For I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee waltz.
Yeah, that was magnificent again, and it's that is well known right there now.
It wasn't perfect, but is about as good as I can do at the moment.
Well, which is close to perfection.
Yeah, thank you, Pat.
That's correct. All right, John. Last week we talked about some things that took place in football-wise in 1952, and Tom Brixey, who was from Tullahoma, he was coaching at Sparta High School, and the story then evolved from him being at Sparta at the time. But today I thought we'd go back and pick up Tom Brixey and get a little bit more history from him. And he was, I believe, raised somewhere out around Wesley Heights on East Lincoln Extended, which at that time in the 40s and 50s was considered country.
Yeah.
And his older brother, who was about 10 years older than he, was Vernon Cecil Bub was his nickname, Brixey. And we had a segment
about a year or
so ago where we found out that he was a tremendous player at the high school in the early 30s, had a tragic injury, and was paralyzed of lower extremities and died about 6 years after that. I've realized it has to be Tom Brixey has to be his younger brother, because I found the grave with help from the city where Bub and his parents were buried at Maplewood, and the gravestone for his father was listed as Thomas David Sr., and I've seen where Tom Brixey's middle initial was D, so I'm assuming that had to be a son. And if you'll put up that first picture, this is the high school team of 1942, which their record, they played 11 games, and then they played a bowl game, and they won 10 games, tied one, and lost one. The first game of the 12, they gave up 13 points and still won. And they never, for the next 11 games, they only gave up 7 points, was the most. Wow. And they had, out of that next 11, they had 7 of them were shutouts. So that was a fine football team. And I believe he's number 52, close to the first row. I hope that our TV audience can see him. And when I first saw his picture, his high school picture, I knew it had to be Bub's younger brother, because they looked very similar, though Bub was a little bit leaner and Tom was heavier and was a lineman, where Bub was a back. He coached at, well, let's go back to college. Again, I mentioned last week that I'd been out to see Coach Cooper, W.C. Cooper, and he looked in his program that I'd taken from the Alabama-Tennessee game in 1948, and when he looked through the roster, he was reminiscing a lot of different players, and he mentioned that Tom was from Tullahoma. But Coach Cooper, he's pictures in that program about 4 or 5 places, but Tom had a write-up and a picture too. Can you put up picture number 2 there? That's Tom Brixey there, and that's in 48. That first picture we showed was in 42, so you can see in 6 years he has matured for sure. And if you could see the write-up, it says that he was like many of the players at Tennessee that year, and also at Alabama that they were playing that day. About 2/3 of them were veterans, and Tom had gone into the Navy right after high school, it looks like, and then transferred to UT to play football. He then went to start coaching and finished, as we said last week, he coached in Sparta for a while, and he ended up going to Kingsport, that was presently Dobbins Bennett High School, which is a really rich history, and he would have coached at the same time that Coach Cooper was in Tullahoma. At Dobbins Bennett had a real good record in the 60s, and I could be corrected, but I believe in either 63 or 64, Coach Cooper opened up with Chattanooga Central, who was the preseason first-ranked team in the state, supposed to be a really good team, and Tullahoma blocked 2 punts to beat them, and that was the day of the 16mm films. He sent a film of that to Tom Brixey to Kingsport before they played Chattanooga Central later in the year. So that I thought was really interesting, and I got a lot of, let's see here. I think one thing, a side note that outdoorsman like you, John, would appreciate. Tom Brixey also, in addition to coaching in Sparta and coaching at Kingsport and playing at UT under General Neyland, he also, in 1955, was listed in Sports Illustrated. They had a fishing report section, and he had caught a 6.5-pound smallmouth, which is a big smallmouth out at Center Hill, and that was listed. Tom Brixey, the coach. And
winner all the way. All the way.
And I guess the last part to wrap it up today, when I was researching, I got in some media guides at UT, and they in the back of them list every letterman that's ever been at UT, football player, in alphabetical order, and then they have a listing of lettermen from different communities of Tennessee, every single one of them. In Tullahoma, it was really interesting. They have 5, which is a lot more lettermen than most of the towns surrounding us. The first one was M.R. Campbell, which I'm assuming was part of the Campbell and Dan, that family, and he lettered in 1896 and 1899. I don't know what happened in 97 and 98, but he lettered twice. The second one was Malcolm Anderson, and I don't know if he was related to, there was an Olney Anderson that was one of the early mayors in town. He lettered in 1932, 33, and 34. And then Tom Brixey lettered in 48, from that year that we had the program, and also 49. And the fourth one was Dick Ellis, who lettered on Doug Dickey's Gator Bowl team of 1967. And we've got picture number 3, Philip. And Dick Ellis on the left standing in a running position. He was a big back and was a linebacker at UT. And I can't go any further, TV land, without noting that on the back of that article had second and third teams, and the third teamer was our friend Dan Wagner, was listed as all mid-state, third team. And the honorable mention, there was a gentleman named Rickman from Chapel Hill, which he was an outstanding football player.
Cheryl from Tullahoma, and
it was really interesting looking at that.
And our last, he lettered in 1967. Again, that was the Gator Bowl. And I believe, the management may correct me, but I believe that team beat Syracuse in the Gator Bowl, and they had, I believe it was Syracuse had a back named Little that was ended up being maybe in the Hall of Fame, NFL for Denver. The last letterman from Tullahoma is Jim Duval. That'd be picture number 4, Philip. He is number 54 there in the basketball uniform. He was a class behind me.
He doesn't look imposing there, but Jim Duval's a big guy.
He was a big man.
Big guy.
Yeah, he was probably 6'2" and 215, which was a big guy in the early 70s. We don't have a football picture for him because I got my senior annual out, and Jimmy transferred to Tullahoma, he and his family, that year, and he got to school just a little bit after picture day. So we've got a picture from
Ms. Duval went to our church, and the boys did too. There was a Bob Duval.
Bob Duval was the oldest, and then David, who coached at the high school and was a little All-American at MTSU. He played high school ball at Crossville, and they had a great team. He played with Kurt Watson, who was a UT back in the 60s.
Somebody ought to do a study about what those boys ate, because they one of them pretty hefty.
They were really good athletes too. They're all big boned. Mr. Duval was big boned man. Yeah.
All right.
That probably wraps up segment 80. But John, we're not done. We've got more.
We're proud of Tullahoma.
We're proud of Tullahoma. We're proud of UT, and y'all come back and see us. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
Tullahoma Earth Day Festival. Let's start a chain reaction that creates action. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Join us for the second annual Earth Day Festival on Saturday, April 27th, starting at 1 p.m. at Fraser McEwen Park. Enjoy an evening of music, a night in Nashville with Lee Gibson and Company. This free event has over 30 earth-friendly vendors, kids' activities, food, beer, and more. Special thanks to our sponsors. That's Tullahoma's Earth Day Festival on Saturday, April 27th at 1 p.m.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and you know, there's a guy in this town that I just love to be around, and it tickles me, it's fun for me, and it's educational for me every time I am around him. He's a great guy, he's a great influencer of people young and old, my buddy Elmore Torbett.
Hey,
welcome,
John.
my friend.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming back to see us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. You have a friend with you today that's going to share some insightful information with us about Swanee.
I do. Yeah.
I have with us today Woody Register. He is a professor up at Sewanee, and he has started a project where they're retracing the steps or the history markers of slavery and the voices of those who were enslaved and those who lived in the Sewanee area. And so they're reconfiguring this historical place that we now know as Sewanee and Sewanee University, the University of the South. And I will do a disservice and an injustice. So allow me to step back, and I'll let Woody tell you about what's happening.
Okay, Woody, the story that you're trying to recreate, tell us what that is and what got you sort of involved and why you decided this is something where you wanted to put your effort.
Yeah, well, I'm the director of what we're calling the Sewanee Project on Slavery, Race, and Reconciliation.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do is to study and better understand the university's historic entanglements with slavery, but also the long influence, the long impact of slavery's legacies on the history of the university and the community that grew up around it. So this is a 6-year project, and we began a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. And it's both historical research, trying to understand our history better and to tell our story, especially in its relationship or how slavery affected the university more truthfully and more openly. But we also have a number of community engagement and outreach projects that to bring the entire extended Sewanee community into this project and have them participate and contribute to it. So it's in the classroom, it's in the local churches, it's in the community organizations, and then it's also bringing people like my friend here, Pastor Torbert, from the multi-county region to participate. So we have a lot of exciting things going on. It's not just for the books. We have, and we're especially focused on, more recently, recovering and preserving the history of ordinary people, especially the African Americans who, for a long time were a vital and contributing part of the Sewanee community and a large part of the Sewanee community. So we're trying especially to focus on their history, recovering it and preserving it, and enlisting their participation in the process of gathering it. And that's what we especially want to talk about today, and some events that we have coming up this summer.
Okay, doing what my friend Teddy Bart taught me to do, and that's to be a good listener and glean. What comes to my mind, and I'm sorry that I don't know this, but give me the dates of when the university was there and when the slavery aspect came involved with that. I mean, how old is Sewanee University? I guess that's my question. I know when slavery was.
Right. Well, so the university was founded and was organized and planned and founded between 1856 and 1861. Okay. So in the 5 or 6 years prior to the Civil War, right, they laid the cornerstone in a massive ceremony on top of the mountain in October of 1860, which means roughly 3 to 4 weeks before Lincoln was elected president. But at the time, no one really knew or anticipated that the Civil War was coming. So they did this with great optimism and belief that what they were doing would not be interrupted by the national cataclysm. So it was founded in that period. It was founded by the Episcopal bishops in the southern states. These were all men who were slaveholders. So
slaves were involved in the construction?
Well, there wasn't much construction, but yes, enslaved labor was used to clear the land, to build the temporary structures. You could say when they had this, the cornerstone laying celebration, The food was prepared and served by enslaved labor, brought in from Nashville. The massive cornerstone, a huge block of granite, had been quarried by enslaved labor and likely transported up the mountain, to the mountain and up it by enslaved labor. So the enslaved persons were there from the very beginning, but they were also there in the minds of the founders, these Episcopal bishops and the powerful planters and politicians who donated a vast sum of money for founding, or pledged a vast sum of money to found the university. So slavery is in our founding DNA. Even though the university, again, because Lincoln was elected, never actually opened its doors until 1868, 3 years after the end of the war.
Okay, so slaves are a vital part of the foundation of the University of the South.
Yes, absolutely.
They were there from day one.
They were there from day one, and the university was founded with the idea that it would serve as a resource and as a kind of religious and cultural beacon to show the world, not just the rest of the South, to show the world that a slaveholding civilization was as Christian and modern and progressive as any civilization then in existence or had ever been in existence. So it was that these were slaveholding men was not a source of shame or defensiveness.
Right.
They were doing this in a positive and even aggressive way. They wanted to preserve this civilization because they believed that was as God intended it to be.
Okay. Now, you've educated me a whole lot right there, but what I want you to do is educate our audience on these upcoming events you have. We have about 30, 45 seconds left to make that happen. So what do you have coming up?
Well, this summer, on Memorial Day, May 27th, and then again on July 5th, we are holding community history fairs in Sewanee, so what you often call digitization days.
Right.
And we're inviting all persons in the region who have historic roots in the black community of Sewanee, the black neighborhoods of Sewanee, to come on those days and to bring their personal keepsakes and memorabilia, their photographs, their family Bibles, their high school annuals, anything that's connected to the Sewanee of the past to bring, and then we will help you make digital copies of them, scan them, photograph them, and then give those items back to you along with a digital copy. But then ask you to consider donating a digital version of these materials for the construction of a community archive for African American life.
Okay, real quick, how can people get in touch with you? Or is that who they're supposed to get in touch with? Because we're out of time right now.
Yes,
I want you to come back and bring some more of this to light. Okay, promise you'll do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it.
All right. So what do people? How can they get in touch with you?
They can email me at SewaneeBlackHistory@gmail.com. That's the easiest. And we're also on Facebook, Sewanee Black History on Facebook. Look us up. Follow us. It's great stuff.
Thanks, my friend. Very nice to meet you, sir.
Same here.
And I look forward to seeing you come back and share some more with us.
We'll have a lot to share.
Thank you, John.
We'll be right back, folks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see Dabbin Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
I have the best guest today, Robin Dunn. So good to see you.
Hey, good to be here,
You're
Becky.
all about Earth Day today, right?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Well, just start spitting it out. Tell us what's happening.
Well, I tell you, if you're bored this weekend, it's of your own doing.
That's right.
But this Saturday, starting at 1 o'clock at Fraser McEwen Park, we're going to have our Earth Day celebration. So if you like gardening, are you a gardener? Do you garden?
I have been in my past.
Okay. Oh, well, we've got plenty of stuff for anybody who's gardening. The Shady Grove Garden Club.
Good.
They're selling bricks. They're actually putting together a memorial garden at kind of near the Caboose Park.
How wonderful.
So to raise money, they're going to be selling bricks
They're in charge
there.
of the military.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the military
Absolutely,
event.
yes. And so, I mean, to kind of help raise awareness, they're going to have a booth. And then we have our community garden is selling starter plants and all sorts of things. We have the Crimson Clover Master Gardeners. So this is a group kind of through the UT Extension Office. They're also selling starter plants, and it should
So
be plenty.
people can come and gather up all the starter plants they want.
Yes. So bring some cash and
bring
support
something
those
to haul it
organizations.
in, maybe?
Yes. Yeah. Bring some wagons, and then if you're looking to get started with beekeeping, we have the Elk River Beekeepers Group's
I'm
going to
so
be there.
excited that in Notre Dame the bees survived.
I
Did you
heard
read that?
Yes. It's
we
good
are
news.
dead in the water if we don't have our bees.
That's exactly right, and we need more people devoted to that care. So if you're interested in starting your own hive,
so somebody's
they've got some
there to
information.
explain that.
Sure.
That's
and
wonderful.
and please, if you're just there to learn, we've got a group. A lady is coming. She's going to be talking to us about essential oils. She'll have a talk on that. We've got the ISWA is going to be talking about composting. We'll have a composting demonstration.
People need to get into that.
It's very important. We
really
absolutely
do.
have to reduce the amount of waste that's going in our landfill.
We've got to recycle. We've got to have a compost
Absolutely.
pile and
Yes.
use that for our own vegetables and whatever.
Yes, and that's a good group, a good way to do it. And then I've got a lady who has built a tiny home, and so she's
how
going to be talking
cute.
about that.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, Miss Brig Brown will be there. It's going to be a great.
Is she into
group.
selling tiny homes?
No, ma'am. This is her own experience, and she just wants to empower people
share
to feel
that.
like you don't have to live large. You can live
You
on
can
a
live in
smaller. Live on a smaller level. So,
Especially if you set it out in the middle of 20 or 30 acres.
Yes, yes, and I think I believe is
and
what
plant
she's done.
all your
She's kind
plants
of,
around it.
That's right. She's kind of on the way to Shelbyville is where her
Have
house
we
is.
done Earth Day every year for several years here?
This is the second year.
I didn't think we had.
Yeah, so
and I remember
it's-
last year we did.
And it was so much fun, and I think this year will be even better. We've got I know I've had a lot of people talk to me about their concerns with flooding, and we have. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the amount of rain that we've received, but some of it has to do with the amount of development we've
Exactly.
seen also. We're seeing more
We're
rain,
seeing more and
there's
more.
less places for it to go. So we do have our stormwater team is going to be there, and they're going to have a stormwater diorama for the kids, so we can kind of better understand really what's happening with our water. And if you've got questions, Mr. Jim Patterson will be there, who's part of our stormwater team for the city.
That's fabulous.
So and then if you want to get out and get moving, we have groups. We've got the Mountain Goat Trail Alliance. We've got the Friends of the South Cumberland is going to be there.
I love those people.
Aren't they wonderful?
They are wonderful,
Yeah.
and there's so many things that are happening, and that's the most beautiful area.
Yes.
Have you been up and about around
It's
there?
been a while, but I know, and they're so busy, and they keep things, they like to be out and about in that, and we've got the Friends of Short Springs will be there, the Highland Rim Bicycle Club. So if you are a person that you like to stay active and you like to be in this beautiful place, I mean, southern Middle Tennessee, I can't imagine a better place.
You're right.
So if you've got, these are like-minded folks, so you
Right.
can come and meet them and find out how you can become a member or just kind of join them on some of their excursions.
That's great.
There's a lot of really cool things happening, and please bring the kids. We've got the.
I was going to ask you about
yes.
that. There's plenty to do, right?
Sure. Well, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, the TWRA, is going to have a trailer featuring some of the animals of Middle Tennessee, and it's going to be really neat. It's going to be a real
Bet there will be
interactive.
goats.
Well, there won't actually be real animals.
there won't
They're
be
just
real
about
animals.
the
Just
animals.
about them.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, I should clarify that. There will, however, we do have some puppies from the animal shelter will be
Good.
there. They'll be looking for
and
homes.
people can adopt if
Yes,
they like.
right then and there you can adopt.
I always
so.
encourage people to adopt from the shelter. There's so many
Yes.
sweet dogs
And,
there.
and we're about to do a ribbon cutting very soon, and I don't know the exact date, but
On
the
the
new
new
shelter,
facility?
it is so nice.
That's
I'm so glad we've
wonderful.
got it.
We needed
Yeah,
it really
we did.
bad.
We did, but the art center is going to have different things for children to do, and it's just the Mayor's Youth Council will
Does the
be there.
Hands-On Science Center get involved in this?
They do. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, they will have some children's activities
We're so
as well.
fortunate in this small town to have Hands-On Science Center, Art Center, and all those things, and,
Yeah.
and people, and they're always willing to get involved.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. Well, we're going to have close to 40 different organizations
Just in case there's
involved.
some people out there that
Yeah.
don't know where we're talking about, because
Sure.
we go to several counties.
Yeah.
Give an address.
We will be at 216 Big Springs Avenue. It's Fraser McEwen Park.
In Tullahoma.
If you are from Tullahoma, you may know it as the Rocket Ship Park.
Yeah.
So, but it should be a lot of fun. Lee Gibson is going to be finishing out the evening for us at 6 o'clock. Old Shed
And
is
how
one
late?
of our.
How late will it go?
About 8, something like that.
8:30?
Yeah. Yeah. But
Well,
Old
Lee is
Shed
a
and
fabulous
yeah,
musician. I'm so
he's
proud
so
of him.
good.
And he's from Winchester.
Yeah, he's a local guy.
I know
so
he does a
he's
lot in
wonderful.
Nashville, and he's done some touring on boats and
Yeah.
or ships, but it'll be great.
Yeah,
He'll do
he's
a wonderful
he's bringing
job.
several friends with him from
So
Nashville.
bring
so
your blanket or
bring a lawn
and
chair.
We ought to mention food. I'm sure there'll be food for sale.
Yes. The Parks and Recreation is going to be providing food, and then Old Shed and Cherokee Distributing were very kind in making some donations for us.
They're
and
really good about
yes,
that.
ma'am. And we've teamed up with the Sunrise Rotary so that they can
Good.
kind of raise some funds there too.
So I guess bring a few dollars. So
Sure,
you can
yes.
buy all
And-
these plants.
yeah.
It's a wonderful thing to do. And I
Sure.
think even if you don't have a garden, you can put a plant in a vase. I mean, in a pot, just like you do a plant that you have in your house.
Yeah, having green
I do that
things.
with tomatoes and peppers.
Oh man, strawberries do really well
Strawberries
with that.
do well, that's right.
Yeah, potted. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
I love that you get excited about what you do, Robin.
Well, it's easy to do. We've got a lot of great things
You've got a
going
great
on.
staff there, and
Yes, ma'am.
a lot of wonderful things that happen. So don't forget, the date is Saturday.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. April 27th.
The 27th,
Starts at
which
1
is right on
o'clock.
top of us.
Yeah.
Starts at 1 o'clock. So come prepared to just have a great time and enjoy what nature provides for us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Peggy. I appreciate it.
I tell you what, it's never too late to get involved, and I appreciate what you're doing. We got to go.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
coming.
much. Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
we'll be back with something.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. You know, sometimes when I dream, I fly. And it is the most exhilarating thing in the world. But this guy right here, he really does fly. This is Paul Perry. He's here with Susan Henderson, and they're here to talk about Aviation Day at the airport in Shelbyville.
That's correct.
Now, that's pretty good, wasn't it? I remembered both of you and got us in the air. It's up to you now to finish it up. What's going on?
Well, this Saturday at 10 o'clock, we're having the Open to the Public Aviation Day. So it's a community event that brings in everything and all different aspects of aviation so that the general public can come out and see what happens at the airport. It covers everything from education and things for the young kids all the way up to the oldest ones, because we have aircraft that are coming in as far back as World War I. Mm-hmm. So it's all different types of aspects of aviation, so people can just see and not just see what's going over their heads, but it can also put their hands on it and can see all different things, everything from power gliders to paragliders to balloons to corporate jets. So they'll get to see everything.
And drones.
And drones, right.
So there'll be, I learned this years ago, there will be static displays there.
That's correct.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Static displays.
Right. There will be different static displays that people can get up close to and take a look at. Yeah. And then there'll also, a lot of people will be flying their own airplanes in there, so they'll be standing around being able to talk about their airplanes, answer questions about their specific airplanes, and show off their toys, if people want to call them toys. But then there'll also be...
some of them are toys.
Yes, they are. But then there'll also be different groups and different organizations will be doing some flyovers and things like that, so they can show off in the air as well.
Oh
just on the ground.
Yeah, that was my next question. There are going to be some stunts done and different things going on.
Well, it's not an official air show, but there are going to be some things that people like
happening.
There'll be a chance for people to. And it's hard to get some people that once they get up in there not to want to show off a little bit.
And I would imagine to go along with this, Susan, there's probably a lot of food vendors and a lot of other vendors that are involved there.
Yes, we've expanded our food vendors this year. I can't talk.
Can you say that 3 times fast in a row?
I can't. No, but we do have more of them this year. One of them is a robotics club from one of the schools, and they're going to have their a little robot there for the public will be actually able to operate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. We've got a criminal justice club from the high school. They're coming to sell hamburgers, but we've also got other vendors. We've kettle corn.
All of it.
Yeah,
Food trucks
we've got it all.
Yeah.
We've got it all, and some of it, and we've got more vendors. Walgreens will be there with their red nose.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
a photo booth.
Oh.
So they purchase the red nose.
Get a photo.
Yes. So they get so they can have, and they got the dress up stuff to go along with that.
Yeah.
But yes, we've got several different vendors on that side too. Bedford Cancer Foundation that you had earlier on the show, they will have a booth there that day too.
Very good.
So MTSU, Motlow, and Tennessee Technology, they'll all be there too, also with booths.
Right.
So
well,
we've got everything.
How many people? What year is this? This is an annual event because y'all been on before to talk about it.
This is the second year in a row. We've actually had to skip a year because of some things that were going on at the airport. So this is the third one. Last year we had a little over 2,000 people come through.
Oh, that's great.
And
it'll be bigger this year, I bet you.
That's the hope. That's the hope. I hope we'll have a hard time finding a place to park.
It's supposed to be a nice day Saturday.
It is.
We're going to get a little rain in the middle of the week, but Saturday's supposed to be nice.
Right, yes.
Like almost 80 nice.
Right.
So that'll be fun.
The local EAA chapter, we host a breakfast every fourth Saturday, so that's going to happen first from 7:30 to 9:30. We have the Duck radio station. They're going to be there with their live radio cast that morning from 8 to 10, and we just go right into Aviation Day 10 to 2. So, yes, come to Shelbyville Airport, start 7 in the morning for breakfast, and stay the day and have lunch.
There you go. Yes.
And see lots of airplanes.
So, how many people? Just some housekeeping for me. How many employees do you have out there?
Well, there are multiple businesses on the field, but as far as the city is concerned, the city runs 9 different employees.
Okay.
But as the field itself there's 4 other businesses on the airport as well, and so they have.
They're in and out flying in. But I was talking about the airport. Over here, we have an airport authority that they're employees at the airport. So you got 9.
The city has 9.
Yeah.
But then there's also an aircraft manufacturer. They carry about 10. We have an aircraft maintenance shop that has 6, and then we also have car rental that has 2 employees, and we have a flight academy there that has, 7.
Y'all have a jumping group?
No. Yes. We have another business that's located just single engine vehicle. No, there's not a skydivers.
Group.
We send them here for that in Tullahoma.
Well, we're glad that they come over here and do that here. Well, that's great. The airports, our airports are very viable parts of all of our communities because it's our front door to the rest of the world, and to be able to get these folks flying in and out is a good thing. And I know over there, just like over here, it's good for fuel consumption, and you make a little money off the fuel they buy while they're there. So appreciate you for doing the good work that you do over there, just like John Glass does a good job over here.
And this summer is going to be a really good summer for aviation, because not only did we have ours starts at this spring, then in the summer you have the air show in Smyrna, but then John has his event here in Tullahoma in the fall, in September.
There'll be a big event coming back here.
So all throughout this summer is going to be this Middle Tennessee, but this area, Middle Tennessee is growing so much that everybody's involved. Everybody's involved, and so it's great for everybody to get a chance in aviation to learn and be a part of all.
Well, and one of the things I preach is we're stronger together than we are separately. And the days of small towns like Tullahoma and Shelbyville and Manchester and Winchester battling each other for something need to be over. We need to be embracing each other for what we can offer each other for the whole community to be successful, the whole region to be successful. We need to get past a lot of that petty stuff that's gone on for years and embrace each other and know what's in the businesses in each other's towns.
Oh, sure.
Where if you've got a visitor in there looking for something and you say, well, I don't think we have it here, but you can go to Manchester, you go to Tullahoma, they've got one of those over there. That's how we help each other be successful, all of us be successful. And what you're doing is a big part of that.
And our Aviation Day will bring people from all over this area. So the pilots, that's the best part about aviation. You don't have to be driving from next door. You can be coming from all over, because we'll have people coming from 100 and 200 miles away just to come and fly in for that day.
Well, listen, I hope y'all have a successful weekend, and thanks so much for being over here with us, and flaps up.
There you go. Thank you.
Good to see you.
And tailwinds.
Yeah, tailwind and flaps up. We'll be back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We're back, and what a show!
We had some good people today.
We had an incredible show today.
There's so much going on in this region.
Oh,
Why do
there
we need
is.
to, we don't need to go to Nashville.
No,
we
heavens
can find
no.
it right around here.
Heavens no, it's all
Shepperton,
happening right
Manchester,
here.
Tullahoma.
That's right. That's right. And we don't want you to forget Vicki Collinsworth's performance.
Friday evening, 7 o'clock, South Jackson Civic Center in Tullahoma on Jackson Street.
And I know you saw Phil Fulmer on the commercial, but don't forget the Purple Olympics for Alzheimer's Tennessee that will be at the Tullahoma High School track on May the 11th. Free food, drinks. You can sign up that day, bring a team, walk. We'll have puzzles. We'll have adult wheelchair races.
That's going to be a fun thing.
It's going to be a fun thing,
It really
and it's
is.
for a great, great
Don't forget
cause,
Earth
and that's
Day.
to make Alzheimer's a memory.
Earth Day Saturday.
That's right, Earth Day Saturday.
That's an important.
Everything's going on,
Everything's
and
going
your
on.
band is getting ready to close this show.
That is fabulous.
Isn't that? Well, they're a fabulous band.
We were over in Bell Buckle for Valentine's Day. And so we're doing That's Amore.
And we
I
love
believe
you too.
Jerry Anderson might be singing.
All right.
And so take
See you
it
next
away.
time.
This has been a Ron Hackett Music video production.